Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Quietly Influential. I'm your host, Gwyn White. Today, we're diving into a topic that I know resonates with many of you: the challenge of articulating ourselves and communicating effectively, particularly in group settings. As introverts, we often find ourselves in a world that doesn't always understand or appreciate our unique strengths. We're often expected to conform to extroverted norms, to speak up, to be outgoing, to dominate conversations. But what happens when our natural inclination is to listen more than we speak, to reflect before we respond, to process internally before we express externally, to write rather than verbalize our communication? This can present significant challenges, especially for those of us in leadership roles. We may find ourselves overlooked in meetings, our ideas unheard, our insights unappreciated. We may struggle to assert ourselves, to make our voices heard in a room full of louder voices. We may feel pressure to perform, to put on a show of extroversion that feels inauthentic and exhausting. But here's the thing: being introverted does not mean we lack the ability to communicate effectively. On the contrary, our introversion can be a powerful asset in our communication toolkit. We have the ability to listen deeply, to understand nuances, to reflect thoughtfully, and to articulate our ideas with clarity and depth. The key is to understand and embrace our unique communication style and to develop strategies that allow us to communicate effectively in a way that feels authentic and comfortable for us. And this is where coaching, particularly quantum human design and positive intelligence, can be incredibly beneficial. Quantum human design is a system that helps us understand our unique energy blueprint. It gives us insight into how we're designed to interact with the world, how we process information, how we make decisions, and yes, how we are uniquely designed to communicate. By understanding our human design, we can actually begin to communicate in a way that aligns with our natural energy rather than fighting against it. Positive intelligence, on the other hand, is a framework that helps us understand and shift our mindset. It helps us identify and overcome our inner saboteurs, those negative thought patterns and internal voices that hold us back and hinder our communication. By developing our positive intelligence, PQ that is, we can learn to communicate with more confidence, clarity, and authenticity. As a certified quantum human design and positive intelligence coach, I've seen firsthand how these tools can transform the way introverted leaders communicate. I've seen quiet leaders find their unique voice, articulate their ideas with confidence, and influence their teams and organizations in profound ways, and with no showboating or uber enthusiasm necessary. So, if you're an introverted leader struggling with communication, I want you to know that you're not alone. And more importantly, I want you to know that there are tools and strategies that can help. Coaching can be a powerful step towards improving your communication skills and leveraging your unique insights and wisdom. I invite you to explore the possibilities of quantum human design and positive intelligence. I invite you to embrace your introversion, to honor your unique communication style, and to step into your power as a quiet leader. Now let's delve a bit deeper into the specifics of these challenges. One of the most common struggles introverted leaders face is feeling unheard in group settings. This can be particularly challenging in meetings, where extroverted voices often dominate. But remember, your voice is just as important. Your ideas, your insights, your perspectives, they matter, and they deserve to be heard. Another challenge is the pressure to conform to extroverted norms. Society often values extroverted traits like being outgoing and talkative over introverted traits like being thoughtful and introspective. But it's important to remember that there's no right or wrong way to be. Your introverted traits are not weaknesses, they're strengths. They're part of what makes you unique, and they're part of what makes you an effective leader. So how can you overcome these challenges? How can you make your voice heard in a world that often overlooks introverted voices? The first step is to understand and embrace your unique communication style. This is where quantum human design comes in. By understanding your human design, you can learn to communicate in a way that aligns with your natural energy rather than fighting against it. The second step is to develop your positive intelligence. This involves identifying and overcoming your mental saboteurs, those negative thought patterns that hold you back and hinder your communication. By developing your positive intelligence, you can learn to communicate with more confidence, clarity, and authenticity. And finally, remember to be patient with yourself. Change takes time. It's a journey, not a destination. So be gentle with yourself, celebrate your progress, and remember, you're not alone. There are tools and strategies that can help, and there are people who deeply understand and support you. You're currently listening to one of them. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Quietly Influential. If you're interested in learning more about quantum human design or positive intelligence, or if you're curious about coaching, I invite you to reach out. You can find links to connect with me in the show notes. Until next time, remember, your voice matters, your ideas matter, and you matter. Keep shining, quiet leaders.